Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesser Known Classic. This episode number 2904, double shot number 20, 2798. Yes. So this one we're discussing first the final trade for Ghost Rider Volume 10 and the first trade of Tom King's Wonder Woman run. Yep. So we start something interesting, something I'll get to that. So, written by Ben Percy, this contains the last 4 issues of Ghost Rider Volume 10, issues 18 and 20, along with the book's only annual. So, the book, now, of course, we have Ben Percy in the writing here, with the artwork here, mostly done by, in the main issues for 18, 20, 21, is basically Carlos Nito, Corey Smith, Brent Peeples, does issue 19. Dave Kem is the artist of the annual. So we start with the very annual. Best way to describe the annual, it's basically a loose backdoor pile into the relaunch of this book, which I'll get to what of this book. So, yeah, we have the Return of the Hood in here, which I'm trying to think. I think like last time before this annual came out, he was probably featured was. I think he may have a feature in some Doctor Strange that part of this one. Let me take a look and see about this one. Because, yeah, the Hood is back. Under mysterious circumstances, he's back. Ah. Yep. So, the Hood. So, the last time he was ever seen in a comic book was in Damage Control. Yes. But prior to that, last time you would see before that Damage Control miniseries was, get this, Hawkeye Freefall. Yep. That was last book he's featured in. Yeah. So, prior to this ending, he was featured in Damage Control, the fourth and final issue of the book. Back, I think, was it a flashback this one? Oh yeah, he's here. So he's in Mary Jane and Batgirl Beyond, an issue of Head Games. But yeah, the last major book he's featured in was probably Hawkeye Freefall. Yeah, and the best way to describe this annual, it's a loose setup for the relaunch of this book. Yes, the book's relaunch, which I'll get to that. It was released sort of as a Halloween special. Yeah, and it was published in issues 18 and 19. But they put it in this book before issue 18 for some strange reason. Yeah, and it's all Halloween-esque issue, and then Alyssa Bloodstone shows up, and all crazy stuff happens here. Well, it's overall a really fun annual. Yeah. The main issues themselves, it gets kind of weird. So we open up with Talia and Johnny in bed. And no, this time they did not have sex, because it seemed like the previous image seems like every issue these two had sex. Now, based upon Talia Ward's appearance, she's got tattoos, she's got chalk white skin. You see, when the book was first launched, she said she was an agent of the FBI, and she also has piercings. Now, the way she's dressed with the tattoos, could anybody buy the fact this woman is an FBI agent? Not really. She's just like a goth girl. Should age maybe. Of course, we go with a flashback to childhood. Yeah, apparently she's traumatized by these monsters as she was a kid. And this is ghoul stuff. This, and then Doctor Strange shows up in the book. Yes, Doctor Strange is here. Because, of course, Johnny brought him to Doctor Strange. Of course, Johnny has been old friends with Doctor Strange since the 80s. They've known each other. So, not surprised to show up here. And somebody thinking, did Doctor Strange have an ongoing book when this issue came out? Yes. His book just ended just recently. So, yeah. We do the circle stuff here. Open up a portal. By the way, I love the fact they have Doctor Strange in one of his old Steve Ditko garb with the blue cloak. Because people think of Doctor Strange in the red cloak. This cloak, this outfit he's wearing here, is something, if you look at the old Steve Ditko covers where they're colored when in color, this is the outfit he's wearing. Like, because I've read a lot of Doctor Strange comics, that's why I know this, because I was kind of surprised the artist decided to put him in this outfit, which I found that to be interesting. Because he was not wearing this outfit in his own book. He would still have the red collar, but the blue cloak is something different. So, they go to this area, fight some monsters. And something sad happens to Talia Ward, which we'll get to that when we talk about issue 21. So, basically goes to this little cult stuff, and then we have, it looks like in a flashback where it looks like Talia's parents just decided to just, or apparently her parents were just, her mom was also a punk too, like she is, because, well, we have the people make out, and then they ride off, and then of course we have Johnny. And then just by pure randomness, they're on the way to this location. And of course, they need to pass this barrier. So, what did they pass the time? Oh, let's have Johnny and Talia have sex. Yep. Yeah, just so he can activate his Ghost Rider powers. And unleash this other thing here. Yeah, because you read this part here, you're like, wait, why is Johnny and Talia taking off their clothes? Oh yeah, they're about to have sex. Because they want to make a baby together. And they have this thing. Yep. And there's a flashback to stuff here too. Oh yeah, the whole thing is about freeing kids. So captive by this cult. Ghost Rider gets involved with it too. And I love the fact Doctor Strange is here. Good stuff here. And then, oh yeah, Doctor Strange has a little portal thing, which I'm glad the fact that the comic still uses too. Not just the movies. Yeah, and then of course to take people out. And then, like, well, there's a thing that Talia is standing on. I think it's supposed to be a version of her father. And it opens up a portal to hell, and Talia falls into it. Yeah. And that's the last to see of her. She's not dead. And of course Johnny rides up his motorcycle, except that you look at this motorcycle like, wait, that's not Johnny's motorcycle. It looks like more like his brother's motorcycle. Dan catches the book ends with appearance by Mephisto. Now, you're probably thinking, what's the purpose of Mephisto being there? Well, to set up the relaunch. Alright, final thoughts on Ghost Rider Volume 10. Very mixed volume. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's not as exciting as other volumes have been for Ghost Rider. I was kind of surprised this book ended at only 21 issues, and the fact that Talia just disappeared. She just fell through this portal. She didn't die. She's not dead. Nothing says she's dead. She just fell through a portal to hell. She could be alive, but they never go into that. And then for some strange reason, I'm not sure why Marvel did this for. They kept Ben Percy as the writer, and then they relaunched as Ghost Rider Final Vengeance, where the big purpose of the series is to have, let's try the Hood out as the Ghost Rider. And that book got canceled, and just recently it's only 6 issues. 6. I'll talk about that. But final thoughts on Volume 10. It's an interesting volume. The problem is basically you read the start of like, wait, why is Johnny in like this town? Because the previous book, he wasn't like that at all. Like the previous volume started where he was the king of hell. And that book got canceled because of COVID. Though there was a few one-shots that kind of wrapped up the run itself. And then like This one just started and then it just abruptly ended. Like, and here's the thing about this volume. This is out of the 10 volumes for Ghost Rider. Yes, 10 volumes. This is the fourth longest out of the entire series. You're thinking, wait, how do you figure this is the fourth longest? Quite simple, really. Volume 3 is the longest at 93 issues. The second volume is second longest, obviously. The third longest, which I'm working on right now, which is Volume 6. A volume that's published when I started reading comics. And this is the fourth longest at 21 issues. You're thinking, okay, so what's the shortest? That's easy. Volumes 1, 8, and I believe 9. Yeah, these 3 volumes are really short at only 7 issues apiece. And these 3 books are tied for the shortest book ever published for Ghost Rider. What's second shortest? That would be volumes. No, it's not 7. 7 was 9 issues. It was actually volume 8. Yeah, 8 was 7 issues. 7 was 9 issues, and that's the second shortest. I would say third shortest is probably the all new Ghost Rider book. And I heard something recently. We're getting a new Ghost Rider, and Robbie is encountering him. I'm like, why are we going through this again? Like, how many Ghost Riders we've had in the last, I don't know, like 13 years? Guess how many new Ghost Riders we've had debut in the last 13 years? We've had 2. One of them was dead. And it's Andrea Jones. She died. She had that one volume for Ghost Rider, and then she was never seen again until Absolute Carnage, where she died. And then you have the Rob Arias Ghost Rider made his debut the following year. Really good book. Not a fan of the artwork for that book. Yeah, that was the biggest problem with the All New Ghost Rider, and probably, and this is my honest opinion anyways, of why the book got canceled 12 issues. The artwork was terrible in the book. Yeah, it was really bad. Lynn Carr reviewed the second half of that book. The last couple issues basically have better artwork than the other issues because the writer took over the artwork because Damian Scott, I don't know what the heck he was doing, because I love his arc for Batgirl, but his arc for Ghost Rider is like, he made Johnny Blaze a size of a big humongous football player. I mean, he's huge. Like, was not good. But with Volume 10 done, that means there's only one volume left to go. Volume 6, which I'm working on right now. Alright, next up is a volume that, from what I've been hearing about this book, and since I read it, this book has not received a lot of positive reception. I would say the artwork has probably got good reception, but the writing, well, it's very mostly negative from what I've heard. It is Wonder Woman by Tom King, Volume 1, Outlaw, which contains the short story from issue 800, which is all about the future Trinity, and the first 6 issues of this book. So, yeah, the short story from 800 is basically Damian, John, and with Trinity in the future, and let's have basically Wonder Woman's backup feature just deal with that. So, the opening, now, I want to talk about this opening issue. Now, you hear this, you're like, wait a minute, this sounds like two other stories that one DC themselves published, and one story that, actually 2 stories that Marvel published. We have this pool cue thing, and then we have a woman wearing who thinks she's an Amazon, which of course they confirm an Amazon attack. This is not an Amazon. Just attacks a bar, kills a bunch of guys, and then a law is passed to ban all Amazons in the United States. Now you're probably thinking, this premise sounds very familiar. Sounds a lot like Robin War, because Tom King wrote that too. So Tom King is reusing a concept that he previously used that, from the stuff I personally know, don't like this premise at all. So then we have Sarge Steele. Yes, Sarge Steele appearing in this book. I know who he is because I've known about this character for a long time. Who, in this book, oh my gosh, this guy is a complete... This is the most dickest version of him ever written. Because, by the way, not the first time he's appeared in a Wonder Woman comic. As a matter of fact, he actually appeared. He was the director of the agency that Wonder Woman worked for in Wonder Woman Volume 3. He was Diana's boss until he got replaced by Steve Trevor. And the whole thing with him is, like, oh yeah, we have these two guys getting killed for stuff. And then, like, oh, let's have people get paid. And then we have this girl who was a big Wonder Woman fan. Her father's not a big fan of it. And then Sarge Steele randomly shows up at this woman's door with a bunch of guys that go with guns. And all to arrest this woman's wife, who's an Amazon. Now, the way it's written here, you're probably thinking, wait, is basically Tom King writing that Sarge Steele is homophobic, he hates gay people? No, that is not what's going on here. Because, what I can tell with Sarge Steele, it's not the lesbian thing. There's no homophobia here at all. He doesn't written as someone who hates people who are gay. It's because he's here to arrest an Amazon. Because apparently being an Amazon is illegal in the United States. Apparently because of the storyline, of course. Then she gets shot. And their daughter is sad that she got shot. And of course, well, yeah, he smiles. And I'm like, oh boy, I'll get to what Wonder Woman does to him later. So, yeah, we have a dead Amazon for no reason. They just decide to show up at the door, and then we have random Amazons being arrested, and we have Queen Nebula. Yeah, she became she became the queen in the previous run, which I'm glad Tom King continues that here, not ignoring that. Yeah, and she's like, yeah. You think, like, oh, she doesn't care, but she actually does. It's the artwork, basically. Right, so with this cross-legged, it's like, do I think that this does really need my attention? It's her facial expression. That's the problem with this page here. It's like, okay, it's like, yes. Now, do I have a problem with the fact she's black? No. That's not the problem. It's her facial expression. That's the problem with it. It's like she's being indifferent over the fact that Amazon's United States is being arrested for no reason. Yeah, then finally, we see Wonder Woman at a gravesite. And, well, we have Sarge Steele being a dick, want her to be arrested. And we see Wonder Woman here, obviously, still in her rebirth garb. Thank you, Tom King, for not having it altered. Yep, and then she proceeds to take out all of Sarge Steele's goons, no problem. Use her tiara to smash their faces in, knocks them all out, let's talk. And then he tries to use basically his hand on her, which she proceeds to destroy the damn thing. He's like, you! And I'm sure you probably call her a bitch. So he's like, she does this with his middle hand, and she destroys it. And it takes him a while to get a new hand in the book. It takes him a few issues to get a new hand. Yeah, and then we show off our villain for the book. Well, here's Sovereign. Sovereign. Here he is. This old man is Sovereign. This man is a misogynist. He hates women for no reason. And the way Tom King writes him is that he's apparently the ruler of the United States, despite the fact the United States does not have a king. I get the fact this is a fictional story, but this is way unbelievable. And by the way, they have promoted Absolute Power. He plays a role in that. He doesn't. He does not play a role in the main story at all. That was a bogus lie told by DC Comics. Failsafe, who was also another character they hyped as one of the power villains of Absolute Power, he takes more part in tie-ins than he does in the main story. It's all Waller in the main book. Then we have, well, past with some with her. We have her interacting with Steve here. Then we have prior to the contest, we have Steve meeting up with Sarge Steele, who is missing his hand thanks to Wonder Woman destroying it. Oh, by the way, the Sovereign's got the lasso of submission. That's what he has. It's like, I'm thinking at some point that I'm hoping when Tom King leaves the book, or at least when the arc ends, like, I hope they have some writer have somebody kill the Sovereign. Because he is the worst one. Like you think, oh, he's like Dr. Psycho? No, Dr. Psycho is awesome. He may be a dick, but he's a lovable dick. He does show up in these issues, by the way. Yes. And he's a lot more interesting. Yeah. So then one of them shows up with his company, she wants to see Sarge Steele, which the whole thing with that's so funny. Then we have this guy who meets up with this soldier meets up with the Sovereign, who basically touches his own musket. Apparently, and of course you have Wonder Woman's like, can you please press number 32 button for me? Thank you. And they pulls out a gun. She kicks him. And of course you have the elevator music, which is so funny. Yeah, guys show up in the elevator, and she knocks all of them out. Stop right there. Hands against the above your head. No, thank you. Excuse me, I know we're number 2. The office? 3? Anyone? Oh, well, I'll find it. Then the Sovereign basically just chats with Soldier for a little while. Then we have then we have 32. He finds the office, and then door destroyed. And then one was sitting in Sarge Steele's chair. Like, this very polite. Devastation. He's like, oh, I have an army. We both know. I talked with Carlos Trevor. He thinks it's Peggy Seeger. That is his type. The ones who pretend to sneak around, whisper this super spy, very adorable. You're just Wonder Woman. And downstairs, come right fast, and the firepower bring down Justice League. You let Trevor have the company with me because it's with you to know where I am, who I am. It's challenge me with talking to me. You two can be very adorable, Mr. Sarge Steele. Now I live here. Yeah, I don't like how he's written here. Yeah, he's like, I have an army. I have an army. You have an army. And she's like, I have an invisible jet. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. And apparently, the way it's told in the issue, it looks like the whole story is being told to Trinity in the future. And then we have more anti-women bigotry stuff being told. Actually, no, it's more bigotry toward Amazons. So then we have this girl who's a cancer patient. Oh, I love the covers they have. Of course, they obviously have the cover of the first issue as more posters. And then you have some older photos, including, I think this one's here from the animated series, but I love the fact they have all these even the old school Wonder Woman logo on her wall. Now this is a nice scene here, where she meets up with her biggest fan, and then we have the president, who has to kiss the Sovereign's ring, and then of course this cancer patient rides in a plane. And then Sargent meets up with Waller. I'm like, what's the purpose of Waller being here? Well, Waller's here to set up absolute power. And then, of course, show up the thing from Invisible. And then we have Steve getting into a fight with guys like, yeah, he fights up with his own people because basically being dicks to him. Turn back or be turned. No, thank you. The child is sick, me desire to visit her. Only for one day. I would not say no to him, so please leave to our wants. Be the same courtesy. And this woman is being a complete dick to her. It's like, no, but unfortunately our laws said nothing more. It's like, laws forged by women who are trying to escape Barbary. What are we, my sister, if not that? And then Artemis shows on the book. Yeah, her appearance here is complete random. And of course, you have her show up the island. And then we have, like, the president, like, Amazon. It's like apparently does not know how to pronounce the Amazon. Like, it's not that freaking hard. Amazonian, like, Jesus Christ. My fellow Americans. Yes, all presidents basically say this, and of course they. And then we have, like, a speech by the president. Who knows who this is? I don't think it's Joe. Like, based on the hair, you would think, is this Joe Biden? Based on the picture here, I'd say it's more like it's a take on Bill Clinton. I mean, look at this guy. Yeah, this guy's clearly the president. Now, that doesn't look like Joe Biden. It looks more like Bill Clinton to me. Parents of a cheetah, and then, of course, well, like everyone's thinking of a war with Wonder Woman. They shouldn't be. And then we have Wonder Woman meet up with Donna, Cassie, and Yanja 4 at a diner. And then we have something interesting in the story arc. We have Yanja 4 at Wolf spar match with Wonder Woman. And then we have Dr. Psycho show up here. It's like, and then Grell shows up. Like, okay, then we have, so we start with okay issues, and now we're moving to something awesome. Yes, have some fun. Silver Swan is here too. And apparently Sarge Steele's got back his hand now, despite the fact it was destroyed. And then we have, like, Cub Titan's Tower, where we have Donna and... Oh, I love the fact we have... I think it's Donna is wearing a Teen Titans Go shirt. And Diana is wearing her glasses like she's Donna Troy. No, Diana Prince, excuse me. And then we have a reunion of Villain Incorporated. They don't say it's Villain Incorporated, but yeah, it's Wonder Woman's villains. The show up in part 5. It's like... My guess is, like, the first 4 issues may not have been received very well, so my guess I'm going to change them a bit. So, let's have where Wonder Woman fights her villains for the next couple of years. So, like, okay, now it's a Wonder Woman book. Now, the last 2 issues I found to be really good. And do you know why I like these issues over the first 4? And here's the reason why. No Sovereign. He's absent. So it's like it has not that good of a start, but has a last 2 issues are really good. I'm gonna give these issues roughly a 8.5 out of 10. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do the segment. I'm gonna call it night because basically it's getting kind of late for me because I had to get up early in the morning. So I will see you all tomorrow with confirmed right now 1 comic corner, but I'll definitely see you all tomorrow. Okay, next video. Bye.